Sentire Media.
Well, hello there. Here we go. Our first podcast since the 10th of January. Thank you for downloading it. I know you have many, many choices in the podcast space. And we do one every 6 months. My name is Ashley. My name is Jason. That's Ashley. This is podcast. See, I haven't even done this. No. Podcast from Italy.
Yep.
We've been doing this 10 years.
At least.
You are the few, and you are the crowd, and you are the faithful, and we appreciate it. So today is the 5th of June. This podcast today is really brought to you by sheer procrastination, because we have a little window between groups of guests here, and we should be in the house cleaning, organizing, moving boxes and stuff around, and we are sitting here on our duff talking into a microphone.
Sounds good to me. It's a good way to procrastinate.
9:26 in the morning. We have been up since our normal 5-ish something, and been down to the garden, been around, did the chores that we had to get done, and
Gaji was here.
Gaji was here, and then it just kind of hit a wall.
He wanted to procrastinate and hang out so bad. Jason told him we had to work upstairs because he didn't want to get into a project with him because that is a time waster. And I looked down over and see Gaji, and he's just picking up rocks and putting them in a bucket. And I thought, man, he doesn't want to go home. And Jason was like, exactly. This guy is doing anything to waste time. So
today is Sunday, and we woke up to a overcast sky, still warm, but a reprieve from the heat. It's been hot, and I don't know. I will eventually get to it, but.
So we fired up the mics and said, there is a lot. This is going to be jam-packed. We have a lot of stuff to tell you guys about since January. So we tried to kind of weed through just some of the boring stuff. My foot's great, everything like that.
Maybe we should set it up for maybe someone who's just tuning in. First-time listener.
Go ahead.
My name is Jason. That's Ashley. We have a little agriturismo, a little farm and farm holiday.
Farm in cooking school.
Thank you. God damn. In Piobico, a little tiny, tiny town in the middle of nowhere in Italy.
And if you're a first-time listener, you might think this is a brand new thing since you can't spit it out. We've been here for 15 years. Anyway, we share fun stories about our life and adventures here.
So 2022, what is new?
2022, what is new?
We are in, the garden is all in. We are in the, coming up on the high, like summer's here. It feels like allergies are kicking this year.
Yes. If you hear coughs or sneezes,
it's not sick. It is, you can see the pollen floating in the air.
Exactly.
Your car is covered in yellow. For those with allergies, it is
forte.
It is forte. Anyway.
So what's new?
We have lots new. We did a lot in this off season. We'll go through the highlights real quick, and then we'll talk about each item.
All right.
First, we made a berry zone.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have an animal zone.
Okay.
We have your chipitrice.
Ooh.
And I don't know why you put the door. No,
that's a good story, too.
Okay, so let's start at the top. Berry zone.
Berry zone. There is if you've been to our house before, past the pool, like as you're coming up the driveway, there is a big zone of grass where we would have the compost bin.
It's just open
grass. It's past the pool and just
a
nothing.
Big zone to mow.
Just a big zone to mow. And I love mowing, but Jason was like, is there anything we can do up here to make it so we don't have to mow so much? And
it's just open.
Yeah. And from the moment of having the conversation to the completion was very short, but Jason created a berry zone, which is kind of a vineyard, if you will, feel of you come up and there will be hopefully the grapes will grow. There's 2 different types of grapes that will grow up and over an arbor. And then
raspberries,
blackberries in rows, and 5 blueberries. And we're going to make 2 boxes. We still have some work to do up there of some boxes with strawberries, and we'll put some lettuces and things up there, but that'll be for next year.
And then eventually we left a little zone in the middle, kind of, for maybe a sitting area or something.
Sitting area. Maybe we're not sure if we want like a really tacky piece of art. Something that my grandpa would be proud of.
Like a cowboy.
Yeah, bowing. I don't know.
Cowboy bowing.
We'll find something to put there. But the berries are coming in. It's pretty exciting. So that looks really pretty up there. It's another view of the house that we normally don't kind of look at. And I like it. It looks great.
And it's less to mow.
Yep.
Animal zone. We finally did it. Finally, we pulled there was always a reason why it was like, we're not going to get real. I mean, we have chickens and cats and stuff, but it was always a reason why not to get, farm animals. And finally it's like, well, forget it. We're either going to do it or we're not going to do it. So, we made a whole plan, and we took the left side. If you look down at the garden, there was kind of the left third was not that great of soil, and it was kind of muddy all the time over there, and it had a big, nice shaded area, and we called in not a contractor, but kind of like a
local, not like a local handyman, but a guy who does projects, freelance project guy.
And he graded the land. We put up what I call the prison for pigs. It's a pig prison,
but it's huge.
It's huge.
But the fencing.
It's a really nice piece of land for him. It's not. They're not going to be like crowded at all.
No. Can you explain how big it is?
Yeah, I know exactly how big it is. It's 70 meters long, but it goes to kind of a point at the bottom. Mm-hmm. So at the top, it's only 10 meters wide, but at the bottom, it's only 10 meters wide. It's 70 meters long, and at the top, I think it's 28 meters wide.
No, like 35.
No, but that's from the garden all the way. Oh no, you're right. No. It's 35 meters. Mm-hmm. Okay, 35 meters at the top. Wide, 20 meters or 10 meters at the bottom wide, and it's 70 meters long. It's big.
And how high is the fence?
2 meters high fence.
And could you say that in feet?
Over 6 feet.
There you go.
Over 6 foot fence, and nothing will get in. And we buried the fencing 30 centimeters down. Nothing's going to get out. The poles are cement. Like it is.
But it took some time to get to that point. So the guy, this handyman guy, he is from the next town over at Pecchio, and we've known him from him doing other works along our road.
I think we've mentioned he calls me James.
He calls Jason James.
And I never corrected him, so I'm James.
Never corrected him, but for some hilarious reason that makes us call him James when we refer to him. And his name's Giuseppe.
He's great.
He's
did
super
a great
nice.
job.
But we would be like, where's James? Is James coming today? So this is our first time though working with Opera, is why I thought.
With workers, yeah. We really have never had any projects done. Uh-huh. We've seen other people do it.
We had the guys come who redid all the shutters a few years ago, but we didn't hire them, and so it wasn't us.
No, this is a real works project. Anyway, the timeline that we all agreed upon was not what happened in reality. Because right now I have a concrete slab with a big fence around it and no barn up yet,
and no animals,
and time to do it.
And he came in February, March?
So we started, I talked to him in January. He said he'd get started in February. He actually started after Easter.
In April.
It wasn't done till mid-May.
And he told us it would take 2 or 3 days.
No, he told me a week.
Okay, a week.
Part of it was weather. Part of it, he just didn't show up for almost 2 months. So
he'd have other projects, but it's dude, just tell us.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, all right, so when can you start this project? He's like, middle of the month, and this was the end of January.
That's right, exactly.
And he's like, middle towards the end of February. I'm like, great, that's great. He'll do the fencing and pour the concrete slab, and then I can build the little simple barn we're going to build. Great. That puts everything in a perfect timeline to get the animals in early May. And then when people start coming in June, the garden goes in May. We're all set.
But no James.
No James. James, where are you, James? James, what's going on, James? James didn't show up until after Easter.
Okay, and at the same time, we are trying to get a new door put on one of the bedrooms, and we're waiting for the Moratore, the Masons, to call us back. Because Jason keeps trying to call him, and he's actually Albanian. I think. Anyway, but so his Italian's a little rough. Ours is a little rough. And he finally tells Jason, stop calling me. I'll call you. But he basically said the same thing of like his timeline, middle of the next month. And then we just wait and see.
We just wait and see. Anyway, so finally James shows up. It takes, of course, 4 times he said about a week. It took about a month.
Well, they would show up at like...
Yeah, that's another thing. It's just weird. They just show up at like 3 o'clock, do like 2 hours of work, and at 5:30 be like, all right, see ya. It's like, what, huh? What? I mean, I'm not paying him by it's the job is the job. So, I mean, whatever. But it was just interesting.
Like, let's see some action going on.
And then finally, once things started getting rolling, then like the whole crew showed up for like 3 or 4 days straight. And then things happened. And then, of course, there was a rainstorm, so everything stopped. And then whatever. I would say
Tweedledee and Tweedledum too. They were his like
whatever.
bumbling
There's so many stories. We got so much to talk about. We got to keep it moving. Anyway, things got finally 80 to 90% completed by the middle of last month, and then by like the 20-something, he was finally done. We paid him
because also right at the very end we decided.
Oh yeah, we decided
take that slab and double it.
Yeah, we also. I can't blame everything on him. They poured the concrete slab, and we all looked at it and went, "That's not enough space. Double that." So it was kind of more work. Anyway, the problem now is we have a beautiful fence, we have a beautiful gate, we have a great, perfectly level piece of concrete to build something on. I'm just out of time. We turned into a pumpkin. So this is going to have to wait. And now pigs will probably happen in the autumn. I don't know. I've kind of resigned myself that it's not going to happen this summer probably. Well, there's nothing for them to live in. So I guess it's not happening anytime soon.
What kind of animals do you want to put in there?
We are getting 2 pigs. We are getting a donkey and we are getting a milk cow.
Is it just a donkey?
No, they really come in. I've been looking around, and they don't really come. They don't come solo. It's usually mama and child, or a sister and brother, or 2 sisters. You know, they always come in pairs. They always hang out in pairs. We got plenty of room for it, but those are lofty goals. Let's just start with a simple structure for any animal to live in.
We got a lot of work to do.
A lot of work to do. Moving on.
And another, oh my gosh. So something else, now that we've got the berry zone, we were researching what's good for the berries and all of this, and realizing that something to help, especially with the hot summers we get and the kind of beating sun, is mulch. Is it called mulch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or chips, just like wood chips.
Yeah, but also like the smaller version, not beauty bark size. And so we were kind of researching that, and on a crazy whim, I threw down and got a pretty legit, what is called a cipatrice, my new favorite Italian word, a wood chipper. And it's pretty cool.
You've seen them. You've seen the crews do it, where they take like the big branches and just throw it through that big machine that and spits it out the other side.
Now it's not the baby version, and it's not the big boy that hooks onto a tractor.
No, we wanted to get
too big.
Yeah,
but this one's got a like Yamasaki Moto, whatever. It's pretty cool. So we've been cipatrician, and this could be our next business venture.
Well, they cut down a lot of wood around here, and they cut off all the branches of the trees and just leave them on the ground. And they've been doing it for the last 2 years around our house. There are branches everywhere. We could make tons of cheaps. We are cheap crazy.
So we started cheaping, and
we never did it because we have so much stuff that it was like, there's no way I'm buying bags of mulch.
Exactly.
Because it's going to cost a fortune, and it just eventually it gets knocked around, or it does what it's supposed to do and decompose. So it's like, I'm not going to buy 50 bags of mulch every year.
No,
That's
but then
crazy.
all of a sudden we looked around and we were like, oh my God, there's an endless supply of food for this thing.
So that has been something we have been really into, cheaping.
Yep. That's kind of oh man, it feels so good. And it looks great. It looks super smart. And yeah, with
the chips do, not the machine.
Exactly.
I don't know why you put down door. Who cares about the door?
Well, I kind of already talked about it, that we had 2 things going on at once. It was like, when is this going to get done? And now...
Oh, yeah, no one cares about the door.
No, it was just, that was the part.
The only funny part about the door is there's no wall that is straight or level, or like no wall is straight 90, or so we're putting in this barn sliding door, and you have to compensate for the fact that the floor has a fall
Slight
to
fall.
it, and the wall has a fall backwards to it. This house. Love stone farmhouses. They're great. They look great, but there
Oh my
are there's some yin and some yang there.
Yeah, and this looks great. Knock on wood. Seriously, guys, do it for us too. We hope it stays up and it doesn't just fall out. It's going. Jason's convinced it will in the middle of July when we're packed with people.
If some little kid starts yanking on that thing, it's coming out of the wall. Anyway, okay, citizenship. Oh, we got our citizenship.
Da, 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 da. Okay,
Ashley, you had your did you have yours in January?
Not full. No.
Okay.
So I was waiting to have my ceremony with Jason and get my final thing done, and we just kept waiting. Finally got mine, and we had to wait like half an hour for the mayor never showed up, or didn't. I shouldn't say never showed up. He took forever to show up.
He was on time for an Italian.
It was winter. He didn't ever take off his coat. He barely knew what to do. He had to call the lady from another office in the middle of it to make sure he was doing it right. I was the first person in the book for 2022, which was kind of cool.
To be fair to him, also, it was freezing in there because they don't turn the heat on in the Comune building.
No, we sat in an empty building. If we didn't know we were supposed
looking
to
at our breath.
Mm-hmm. And then for Jason's, he put the sash on, so that was nice. But yes, finally, Jason has received his. I have my passport, which is pretty freaking cool. I had no idea. Oh, are you going to read this?
No.
Oh.
They make you read a little statement that says that you pledge allegiance to the Republic and observe the Constitution and the laws of the state. But
and that's all you say.
And that's all you say. And I thought I would have. Okay, well, you got to understand, I'm a miserable person. And I'm very so. I really thought I was going to be emotional and like I'm becoming a citizen of another country. I never in my wildest thought that I'd become a citizen of another country. Anyway. But through this whole process, from the time we applied for our permanent citizenship to now, 5 years. The bureaucracy of Italy and the ridiculousness of it all has taken what should be a joyous moment and turned it into one of just relief. Like, thank God thank God it's over. I'm happy, but I'm happy that it's over and I don't have to do any more paperwork or any,
I know, it's such
any
a
of
shame.
the
There was so many
bullshit
arguments with the bureaucrats, arguments with each other, frustration, sometimes tears on my part, last minute frantic phone calls, tons of money, just tons of gas shuttling documents around for all of these years.
So instead of being extremely overjoyed and like emotionally proud, I'm just like, okay, good.
Oh,
we
well,
don't have to deal with it. I don't have to renew. And by the skin of my teeth, my whole immigration stuff expires in like 5 days. I finally got mine like 2 weeks ago.
No, but I think we talked about it before. At one point, we thought, we'll have Gaji and some of the
We'll have a big
friends
party
and a big party
for the ceremony.
Carolyn, the neighbor, wanted to like sing a song, probably the national
they
anthem.
told us absolutely not because of COVID. They don't want anyone but us inside of the Comune. Please do not bring anyone. Do not have them show up.
So it was just another kind of wah, 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 wah.
All right, whatever. So we're citizens. I still have to go back to get my new identity card that says instead of my nationality as being Stati Uniti, it will now say Italiana, and then I have to more paperwork, passport, and then I think it's over.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. What else?
Oh, we were cyber attacked.
Oh my gosh, we were. This is crazy.
Okay, this is crazy. So we were up early on the.
Like we said, we wake up early.
Wake up early. So in the morning of the February 25th, I don't remember, 4th, whatever it was, 5-something in the morning, the internet goes out, and I'm on the. I wake up, so we were on it, and it went out right then, and
like right in front of our face,
right in front of our face, and it never came back on. And we found out that our service provider was cyber attacked.
Well, because we have satellite service.
Oh yeah, we have satellite because there's nothing, no wire comes to our house from anywhere. So we gave him a month. Like, it was like, what's going on? Is it going to get restored? And it turns out that this cyber attack fried everyone's modem router, the thing that takes the signal from the dish to that you can plug it into. This cyber thing fried everyone. So they were going to have to send everyone out a new router. I don't know how many customers they have.
Oh, this isn't just Italy.
Yeah, this was in different parts of Europe, different countries in Europe. You couldn't find anything in the news about this until like a month and a half later. Finally, in some
like Tech Talk news.
Yeah, like industry website, like industry news about like web services. You'd see, oh yeah, there was a giant cyber attack that affected the KA satellite in Europe all over the place.
The freaking company would just have a pre-recorded message that was like, yeah, we know. And basically like, don't call us, we'll call you, we'll let you know if anything changes, and we don't know what it is or when it will be back.
You can imagine that there's probably not hundreds of thousands of new modems lying around for them to send out, and of course with supply chain issues, after a month we tapped out. So
and hilariously, just the other day, they sent us a mother freaking to be nice.
They sent us a bill.
Oh my god! Because we canceled during this time, and it was like the reason why, and we wrote, "You know why." They asked, "You know why?"
So I thought it was just hysterical. Only in Italy will you get a bill for the month that they didn't have service because they were cyber attacked, but they still want. You can go ahead and pay here. That was hysterical. That was my funny Italian moment of the week.
Also, good reason to still have DVDs.
And you're saying, well, why don't you just use your phone? There's spotty cell data service out here. We got it some days with the phone, but other days not. But now we got a different service using the same satellite system. So I don't know, but this one's Sky. So Sky's a bigger company, I guess. Anyway, no one cares. One other cool thing, tractor. We have I'm looking at a tractor right now.
You guys have seen photos of it.
We got a giant tractor. Well, giant to me, much bigger than I thought we'd get.
So for months and months and years, Jason's put out to anyone and everyone, I'm looking for a tractor. And we were talking to Foosh and brought up the tractor. He said he brought up the tractor.
Yeah, he's like,
Jason's still looking for a tractor. It's like, he's always looking for a tractor. Yes. And
the used tractor market has gotten crazy expensive. I'm sure just like the used car market where you lived, because the new stuff whatever. It's just hard to find a smaller used tractor that's in good shape, not beat to hell. Anyway, go ahead.
So he's like, I got a tractor.
He's like, I got a tractor. You can have the tractor that we had. And where is it? Oh, it's behind the barn. It's behind his little shed.
This like warehouse.
Yeah, in Bramble. So it's like,
we go and
man.
look, and we round the corner, and it was like, oh my god. First gut reaction was, this reminds me of Leroy, my grandfather.
It's a rusted pile of shit.
It's got like moss growing on it.
Yeah.
And it's
got bramble coming out of it.
There's like stuff growing out of it. It was like, oh my god. And I thought, as I was walking closer and could see the state of it was in more and reminding me more and more of my grandfather, I knew this would one day be ours. I just knew. I was like, oh my god, this is coming home with us.
So we liberated it from all the bramble. We got a new battery. We put some fresh gas in it. Things started right up. It had a flat tire, but it pumped it up, and it's holding ever since. I took it to the mechanic. He gave it the good old once over. We changed all the fluids.
Oh, but you're going a little fast. You asked him, why don't you go ahead and change some stuff up? I got it here. It's up at the place.
I think I already talked about how... No?
No, we haven't done a podcast
since
we got the tractor.
For some reason, they're not into preventative maintenance here. Or to them, it's wasting money. When something's broke, you go ahead and fix it. But doing things...
So you wanted to change
I wanted to change all the fluids, everything. Differential, radiator, everything.
Anything that was like rubber.
Anything that was rubber, like any gaskets that were easily to get to are rubber, anything that could be easily got to, because the parts, it's all labor. The parts aren't crazy expensive, but taking apart a tractor is a lot of labor.
And it's a what, 84?
No, it's a 90.
Oh, sorry. 90.
Or 89, 90, whatever.
Something, Zetor. So it's whatever. It's old and
it's old and it's been sitting forever. So it's like any hoses that look like they're on their look like one day, like within the next 6 months they're going to bust. Let's just change them. Let's change the hose before I just start using it. And now the hose is going to bust in the field, and it's a bigger deal. And both the mechanic and Cruciani looked at me like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
I didn't know you were the Monopoly man.
And I'm like, "Yeah, shouldn't we do that?" They're like, if something breaks, we'll fix it. And I'm like, well, we got to change the oil and change the radiator fluid and change the differential. All this has been sitting we've been here 15 years. I think this thing's moved 4 times. Mm-hmm. It's fine. It's fine. We'll change the oil. It's fine. So I finally talked him into like changing the radiator fluid, the oil, and just checking if anything else is leaking. If it's leaking, can we change the gasket if it's leaking? And there's a couple of leaks that they're like, well, main thing is it doesn't really stop.
Everyone says, and it's a really interesting translation, it was born without brakes.
With bad brakes.
Or with bad brakes.
So if you hook up the trailer to it and load the trailer, you got to kind of coast to a stop. If you're going downhill, forget about it. You got to put it in like the low range gears and just have it crawl, and then you can stop if it crawl. It's not really, especially for someone who's not skilled with driving a tractor. You know, I have 0 hours.
Literally.
So getting the brakes redone might be a good idea. Mm-hmm. I think for the future.
There's a ton of more than just elbow grease.
It's just a rust bucket. Like it just needs to be cleaned, and it's been sitting here for a few months. It's on the list of things to do. But it's a tractor. It's giant. It's way too big than what I need.
Which is what's hilarious.
Can't fit in.
So there's finally a tractor, and people are like, can't wait to hear all about the tractor, how you're using it. And it's like, haven't used it. Too big to get into the garden, too big to maneuver around, too big to do big field. Like if we had open fields, it's great for going. It's got a nice big trailer, so to go get manure or gravel or something like that, great. But to work around here, it's huge. So you're still looking for a tractor?
Yeah. Now don't think of like Combine. It's not the biggest tractor you've ever seen in the world, but for what our needs are,
it's a big boy.
It's a big boy. It's too big. Still looking. We'll see. The word around town, the word on the street, hot summer. We are dry this year. The winter was dry. The spring was dry. We had a little bit of rain recently, but we're already in the 30s every day. And, the end of May was in the 30s every day. So it's going to be a hot, dry summer. We're ready.
That affects the mushrooms, the truffles, and everything.
Everything. So, I don't know. We might have to think about shading plants, and I'm worried about water. Thank God we have water. That's the one thing that recently I've realized how important having water sources are. It's fundamental.
Absolutely. That and a cicatrice.
You guys, do you think my wife, I get home, I don't know where I went, but I come home and she meets me at the, when I'm getting out of the car, she comes up and goes, I bought something. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking what'd you buy? Like shoes where you can't even put a shoe on. You got a club foot. Like what's going on? What'd you buy? She goes, I bought something. I bought something on a whim, and it was expensive. Now I'm thinking, what can you possibly Now I'm thinking bedding or something dumb that the cats are going to puke on, and it's going to be a waste of money. And when she came upstairs, she's following me and came upstairs and showed me on the computer. It's a chipper. I was like, oh. Well then. You're speaking my language.
I like it.
If it was a zero-turn mower, I might be tumescent.
the opera, the workers, they were all checking it out, like doing a ring around it, going,
I think they thought we were nuts. Like, what the hell are they going to do with this thing?
They're like, don't you know you could just use a runkle? Like,
speaking of hot summers, we have no cleaning lady this year. Normally we have someone who helps us clean. Not every day, but there's a lot of rooms to clean and it's a lot to do, and it's nice to have someone local to just help you out. Plus it's great to have a third person because it makes us do more. Like it's not like we have the cleaning lady and we say, go upstairs and clean this room and this room. No, we all do it together. I'm the toilet guy. I'm the bathroom guy. Okay. Still 15 years in, love it. Thought I'd be a little past that point, but nope. Anyway, no cleaning lady this year. Our cleaning lady from the last couple of years, she was great.
You weren't doing toilets.
I wasn't doing it. She was to the point where we could go, hi, Mari, how you doing? What's going on? All right, go do 2 and 3. And she was like, yeah, you guys don't need to watch me. I can do it. Yeah, and it was true. She was excellent. And
she was too good.
It was too good. She found dependent, like she got a work contract. And it was like, of course you did. You really work. Now it is hard to find work.
I have been putting it out to everyone all over town, from the laundromat to the fruit and veg vendor to Fusciani and
anyone.
Everyone.
No, and everyone says the same thing. No one wants to work. And there's, depending on who you talk to, there's several theories. But the going theory around is, since there is a, what do you call it? How do you say that in English?
Welfare?
No, it's not welfare.
I know, but someone translated it's
not welfare.
I know. It's like a bonus for citizens.
No, what do we call it in English? It's a reddito cittadinanza. Hold on. English is my first language. 1 second. It is we have a term for it. It is oh, come on.
I have no idea. Keep going.
You talk. I'm going to
They give the
It's a
citizens
basic income. Basic income, I think, is what they call it. Anyway, if you're a citizen, you just get a basic. For doing nothing, you'll get X amount per year. And a lot of people have taken that, and then because they don't and then don't want to work, which I don't understand. You can still take that and take a little cash for a couple of days here and there, but really, no one wants. There are even articles in the newspaper that restaurants are closing down because they can't find enough waiters and waitresses.
And that most of at least along the Adriatic side, most of the restaurants, beach clubs, hotels, the staff is Ukrainians who have come and want to work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, the problem is that no one wants to work. They want full-time. No one wants part-time work, I should say. Because the problem is if you go out to like dinner or lunch on a Wednesday, there'll be 5 people working. Well, there'll be the same 5 people working Saturday night with 5 times the amount of guests because they can't find any Saturday, Sunday part-time help. So it's just the full-time employees. That's a lot of what we're hearing. Mm-hmm. And you see it. So we don't go out. We don't go out on Saturday, Sunday. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. But it's a real problem. It's really a problem around here.
Well, that combined with the cost of living is going up of just groceries, gas.
La dolce vita costs a little bit more. We just like you, I'm sure we have been bonked over the head with cost of living from energy. I love it to see American news how they're complaining about $4 a gallon. It's like, please. That was when gas was cheap. It was way over €4 a gallon. It's like over 2 here a liter. So we're towards the 8. Mm-hmm. Energy, food, vegetables. Man, fruits and vegetables have gotten insanely expensive in this. They used to be cheap. Like, I would just come home with crates of stuff because, look at this crate of fava. It was €4, the whole crate. And it was these beautiful baby, brand new, fresh fava. No more, baby. Mm-mm. Fava beans now are €6 a kilo.
Gaji asked where we got the cherries yesterday because he saw on the news that they were going for €18 a kilo.
For cherries. So if you do come to Italy, expect to pay a little bit more. However, I think it's even 1-to-1 the exchange with the dollar to the euro.
Might be.
I think it's pretty close to 1-to-1. But stuff got expensive here. We feel it. Next week, coming up on the first week of September, the first week of June, is the annual Transumanza. What's the Transumanza?
The Transumanza is the moving of the cows from the farms and barns up to the top of the nearby mountains to graze in the pastures.
Hills. Let's call them hills.
Well, it's Monte Nerone. They call them the mountains.
Yeah, but Calicozzo puts them on top of...
They still call it a mountain. But then they can graze for the summer basically wild in the pastures on the...
Free.
And...
Wild. You never know what they're going to do.
One of the families, the Moki family, they have a big farm, lots of animals, and so it's a tradition to walk them through town at like 4 a.m. and the townspeople will help. We've helped different years. It's really cool.
They make a party out of it, and whoever wants to show up and just kind of walk along, like there's guys on horseback, and you're just kind of keeping
the cows
together, and you walk through town all the way up the mountain, and then you have there's usually a big party at the top after.
Exactly, it's really cool.
With lunch. This year they hired a DJ.
Oh.
So there'll be horrible.
God, she was like, that's not a real farmer. Hires
No.
a DJ.
Well, I never think of the Dolce music after walking cows up.
We don't know what he's spinning.
He's definitely spinning. What kind of DJ plays normal music?
I don't know. Not here.
Not here. Anyway, it's usually beautiful. We will not be participating. I got a ton of work to do.
Exactly.
I don't have
Not
time
this
to.
year.
I don't have time to walk your
We
cows.
have guests arriving.
Walk your cows up the hill.
Walk your own cows.
Walk your own cows up the hill. Last thing is Facebook Marketplace, but no one. Okay, if you're into a funny laugh, I talked about this before.
Oh, it's just that this is how he starts his morning every day.
Okay, so Facebook is a dumpster fire, just like it is Twitter and all that. But not everyone, a lot of people use Facebook Marketplace as like not an eBay, but like what's the other one? Craigslist.
There you go.
Okay, so like a Craigslist or an online marketplace, and Facebook Marketplace is really popular especially for used tractor stuff. So I look at that, but I go and just see what generally is on there, and it is the funniest stuff I've ever seen in my entire life. It will be like,
well, why don't you say what you saw today, Bellissimo? One word.
Just one word at the top of this thing in all caps. It was bellissimo.
No description.
No description. Just a Nerf, one of those Nerf guns that fires the little Nerf like foam darts. 15 euros. It's like bellissimo. I've seen like one shoe, like the left shoe, but not the right one. It's a lot of weird stuff.
But you're just hooked. I'm check
hooked.
it out.
But anyway, if you're interested in doing that, you can change your zip code on Facebook and make it any zip code you want anywhere in the world, and you can start seeing what crap is around here, because there is some stuff that is absolutely incredible, antique or marble or stony, and then there's also like
garbage.
Yeah, literally garbage. Like someone's above ground swimming pool, but it's filled with water. You have to come and dismantle it, take it away, and put it back up in your house.
There's a lot of
and it's like 100 euros less than a brand new one.
There's
it's
a
insane.
lot of dismantling involved.
There's a lot of dismantling of other people's shit, and they think they think most of it is worth
Top
9/10 of what it is new.
Top dollar.
It is awesome. I've never actually bought.
But you're hooked.
I'm hooked. I've never actually bought anything on there, but I am.
You're cruising it every day.
I'm cruising. What's the lot lizard equivalent of Facebook Marketplace?
I don't know.
One day I'll buy something on there. Anyway, that was interesting to me. I hope it was to you. That's it. What do you got? What else do you got?
That is a good recap. Woo! There was a lot to cover. I don't know when we'll do the next podcast.
Nope. Lots of stuff going on in Italy. Go online and find out.
Exactly. If you guys are interested, we have we're booked up for the summer, but September, October, we've got our workshops, our 3-night, 5-night different packages. Go on the website, www.latavolamarche.com, LATAVOLAMARCHE. Follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, all those places. You know it.
All right. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great summer. We will speak to you. Honestly, it'll be in the autumn. Let's just be honest with each other. Right?
Be honest with each other.
We'll be going from shorts and t-shirts. We'll definitely have pants and
absolutely
sweatshirts.
We'll be wearing socks.
Yeah. Okay. Have a good
ciao.
Sentire Media.
Hey, podcast producers and show hosts. Do you want to join a podcast network that celebrates all things Italian? At Sentire Media, we understand the allure of Italy and its unique culture. Our devoted team of hosts and producers are all driven by their shared passion for Italy. And we work tirelessly to create the best lifestyle podcasts and content that will whisk you away to the very heart of Italy. With us, you can savor the mouth-watering flavors, get lost in the stories from the past, break down the cultural barriers, and truly immerse yourself in the vibrant traditions of this intoxicating country. If you have a great podcast idea or are already in production and would like to join Sentire Media, head over to sentiremedia.com, that's SENTIRE media.com, and find out how to submit your show.